Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to be ranking 10 different Jedi on a tier list based off of multiple different factors. Now, without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started with Obi-Wan Kenobi, alright? The absolute GOAT. Alright, everyone knows Obi-Wan Kenobi. Everyone loves Obi-Wan Kenobi. Alright, he fought and killed Grievous. He fought and, at the time, killed Maul. Then he fought and killed Maul later on. He trained Luke Skywalker. He trained Anakin Skywalker. Defeated Anakin Skywalker, and he became a Force Ghost. I mean, man was absolute peak. We can't place him anywhere but S tier. You can't even lie. He has to go into S tier. Who's not going into S tier is Pong Krell. Now, this guy, he was in the Clone Wars. There's this episode on Umbra, some kind of planet, and they're fighting a war, and Anakin had to leave or whatever. So this guy took over for 501st, but he hates clones. I guess he's racist or something, because he hated the clones. So essentially, what he did is he had the two different clone groups fight each other. And eventually they figured out that they were fighting each other and team up against him and try to take him down. He essentially realized, hey, the Jedi Order ain't it. And he essentially went evil. Now, kind of sucks because this guy was peak. He's like a living General Grievous, you can say. He has a double-bladed blue lightsaber and a double-bladed green lightsaber, and he has 4 arms, which is really peak. But, I don't know. He's kind of not a cool dude. Everyone kind of hates him. Because he turned the clones against each other. It was kind of evil. So we're going to put him into E tier. He's not the worst, but he's also not the best. Next up is Plo Koon. Now, Plo Koon is kind of peak. He's a really cool Jedi. I like the design. The only problem I have with him is that in Revenge of the Sith, they kind of just kill him off. He's just like, oh, what's going on? And then he just goes kaboom in his starship. Like, I feel like he should have survived that. I feel like he should have survived Revenge of the Sith. Would have been way more interesting for his character if he did, but he didn't, so here we are. But, I mean, there's just, like, one scene in particular in the Clone Wars TV show, and, like, the clones were stuck with him in his escape pod, and they were like, he was like, what makes you so certain that no one's coming to rescue us? And the clones were like, we're clones, sir, we're meant to be expendable, and he was like, not to me. That's just peak. That's just peak. I want to put him into S tier, but we can't put everyone into S tier on the list, so we're gonna sadly have to put him onto A tier. But come on, he's really S tier. But we have to put him into A tier because we can't put everyone into S tier, like I said. Next up is Ahsoka Tano. Now, Ahsoka Tano, the storyline of her is pretty peak. I mean, essentially, she was trained by Anakin Skywalker, then she kind of left the Jedi Order because of some shenanigans, and then kind of came back to the Jedi Order. Not really though. She kind of like did her own thing, and then went to Mandalore, fought Darth Maul, which was peak on Mandalore, and then survived Order 66, kind of went off, did her own thing. Then Rebels, she was kind of a key part, you know, helping to train Ezra and stuff like that. And then we don't really talk about the Ahsoka TV show. I don't think it's bad, but it's not like the best. I don't think, unless I'm wrong. Correct me in the comments if I'm wrong, John. Ahsoka's cool. It's just not like S tier. I feel like in the Mandalore, she's kind of doing her own thing. She's off doing her own thing, going to different galaxies and stuff like. I don't know. Shouldn't she be helping Luke rebuild the Jedi Order? Wouldn't that make more sense? She's already on the planet with him, like in the Mandalorian. I think it was the Mandalorian. Like Grogu was on the planet. Like Grogu was with Ahsoka Tano on the planet, and then Luke Skywalker was also on the planet. I don't know. Like I feel like Ahsoka could have helped Luke. We should have seen that more, but it doesn't take away from her character. It's still peak. Her storyline was peak, but again, she's gonna have to go into A tier because we can't put everyone into S tier. We can't. And also Ahsoka A tier, you know, starts with A, kind of fitting. So we're gonna leave her into A tier and move on into Rey Palpatine. Now, this one's so bad you can't even really call her a Jedi because, I mean, one, she's a Palpatine, so how's a Palpatine supposed to be a Jedi? And then two, I don't know, so poorly. Well, like if Finn was on this list, I would have put Finn in like E or D tier. Like they should have made Finn like a Jedi instead of Rey. But they decided not to because they had no clue what they were doing. So, I mean, essentially, not even a Jedi. Sucks and is a Palpatine. And just magically learns her powers from wherever it's convenient. And we all hate Rey, so we're gonna have to put Rey into F tier. I mean, come on, where else would we put Rey, quote unquote, Skywalker? I mean, that's just disrespect, dude. That's just absolute disrespect. You're really a Palpatine and then you name yourself Skywalker? I don't know. Who are you? I'm Rey Skywalker. Like, no, you're not. Get out of here, bro. No one likes you. And if you do, well, You're just a John. So we're gonna move on with someone else who is equally, well, maybe not equally hated, but someone else who is hated, but for a completely different reason, and that is Ki-Adi-Mundi. Now this guy, he kind of like was everything. He kind of represents everything that was wrong with the Jedi Order. I mean, he committed war crimes, which on their own are pretty peak, but like now in like Jedi-ness, a war crime is not good. If you're a peacekeeper, you don't commit war crimes. But in the episode where he did commit war crimes with the flamethrowers were pretty peak. You can't even lie. So yeah, he committed war crimes, which isn't really a thing peacekeepers do. I don't think. And then also, like the Jedi had rules that they can't like, have wives or children and stuff. And this guy had like 4 different wives. Which, I mean, the reason was because his species was dying and he didn't really have like a personal connection with them. He just was like reproducing. So his species want to go extinct, but still. I mean, just look at this guy. Look at this guy's huge forehead. This guy deserved to get shot down during Order 66. I can't even lie. I don't know. I feel like a Jedi who has 2 brains can kind of sense that. I mean, he didn't think he didn't want to get Anakin. He didn't want Anakin to become a Jedi. He didn't really think the Sith were still a thing. And he wanted to he was like, what about the droid attack on the Wookiees? Which, we all know how that turned out. So, this guy just kind of sucks, but he's not as bad as Pong Krell or Rey. So we're going to put him into D tier. He's not terrible, but also not amazing. Who is amazing is Yoda, Master Yoda. Now, I go lie. If you've only watched the original trilogy and you saw Yoda, would low-key have to put him into B tier because he's kind of crazy. I mean, yes, we get it. He's like a mentor and stuff like that. But he's kind of crazy. I don't know. He's very crazy psycho guy. But also, I would probably also go crazy if I lived for like 1,000 years. So I'll give it off to him. But then in the Clone Wars, he had a pretty cool arc. And then in the prequels, he also had a pretty cool arc. So Yoda's pretty chill. We're going to put Yoda. I mean, we kind of have to put him into S tier. I can't lie. Yeah, we'll put Yoda into S tier because he kind of... There's not really anywhere else we should put Yoda. He's the GOAT. Next up is Mace Windu. Now, this guy, he just kind of seems like an a-hole. I mean, he's cool. He has a purple lightsaber and all that stuff, but like, I don't know. First off, he like had this like form of fighting or whatever where he like essentially like used the dark side but wasn't like turned into the dark side, which I don't know, kind of seems against the Jedi way. It doesn't seem really cool. Not cool. It doesn't really seem good for what the Jedi should be doing in the lore or whatever. So that's obviously not really Jedi-like. And then also, how's this guy, when you have 3 other people and they get packed up immediately? I don't know, that just doesn't make sense. There should have been a way longer fight, but he did hold up his ground against Sidious, but at the same time, I don't know. I mean, it's just Mace Windu, I can't lie. We're going to have to put him into B tier. We're going to have to put Mace Windu into B tier. I don't know, he's not really like a goated Jedi, but he's also not a terrible one. He is a very cool Jedi. Doesn't mean he's a good Jedi, so. Yeah, we'll put him into B tier. And if you don't like it, well, go ahead, comment down below why you don't like it, Mr. John. While you're down there, go ahead, subscribe, like, all that jazz. But let's continue on with the list with Luke Skywalker. All right. This man is the return of the Jedi. He's pretty cool. I mean, it's literally Luke Skywalker. You can't go. It's literally like not the first Jedi we saw, but I mean, kind of brought back the Jedi Order. Of course, Disney butchered him in the sequels. He saw his father, who killed so many younglings and killed like probably thousands of people. He was like, oh yeah, there's good in him. But then his nephew had he had a nightmare about his nephew, and he's like, yeah, I can't let that slide. I don't know. Disney fumbled Luke Skywalker, but pretending that doesn't happen. Luke Skywalker is pretty peak. I mean, let's imagine it from this point of view. Let's imagine that you're an Imperial, right? And you've heard that Luke Skywalker walked in a room with both Darth Vader and Palpatine. And then he left the room and neither of them were ever seen again. That's just insane aura and stuff. And of course, it's Luke Skywalker. Okay, I don't even know. It's obviously he goes in S tier. You can't lie. It's obvious that he goes into S tier. But he just has mad aura. If this was an aura tier list, he and Anakin Skywalker would have crazy aura. But it's not. We're just generally ranking them. So I wished what Disney did, like they showed more of the Jedi Order being rebuilt, but I don't know, Luke kind of like, from what we see, that he kind of doesn't really know what to do by bringing back the Jedi Order, which kind of sucks, but I don't know, Luke before Disney was absolute peak, so we're going to put him into S tier. But Luke after Disney, he would probably be A tier, but we're going to pretend that doesn't happen. The last Jedi on our list is in fact the Chosen One, and Luke's father, which is Anakin Skywalker. Now, do we need to explain why this guy is gonna go in S tier. I mean, first off, the insane arc. I mean, he became Darth Vader, all that jazz, got turned to the dark side, all of that. The story we saw in the movies, but also like the Clone Wars, him being a Jedi. He's just awesome. It's literally Anakin Skywalker. What even needs to be said about Anakin Skywalker? I mean, he has R2-D2. He married a baddie. The only bad thing is he wasn't granted a rank of master, but I mean, I guess that really didn't really turn out for the Jedi. So no. I mean, it's literally Anakin Skywalker. We all know he's gonna go into S tier. There's nowhere else he can go. Nowhere else. I mean, it's literally the chosen one. So he has to go into S tier. And that is going to be the end of today's video. Now, make sure you like and subscribe if you enjoyed this and you want to see more. But in case you don't do that, and in case I don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.